Hello everyone, this is Endgame Arts. We'll do another unboxing and a breakdown of the demo. This is Knack 2 for the PlayStation 4. To start off, there was a small update, a very small update that was talked about only bug fixes and performance issues. Now, I played a great portion of this game without this update, and I didn't experience any problems whatsoever. So I'm thinking that this performance or bug fixes was mostly consist of fixing the maybe some bug fixing of the online ranking boards and stuff like that, because usually these like small little updates will maybe consist of that. But moving on, this is Knack 2. This is a game I've been eagerly waiting for to come out, and I've been wanting to cover it for a while now. I just haven't. There's a lot of delays that's been for me getting to it, but I'm finally glad to get to it and talk about it with you guys. I personally really love the first one. And to start off, Knack 2 is my game of the year. Yes, I am claiming that Knack 2 is the game of the year, and definitely one of the most unappreciated and unloved game series I have ever seen. The game plays great, feels great, and as well, Knack 2 fixed a lot of the little issues that were in the first one. Not that there was really that big of issues in the first one. It played great, it worked great, and there was nothing really wrong with it. But Knack 2 allows a lot more functions and abilities, as well as you can see here, it has a lot more of a experience in putting points and upgrading yourself and getting a little stronger and here and there, unlocking abilities and so forth. It still has all the gadgets and gems and stuff like that, and the treasure chests you unlock to change the way Knack looks or get the special looking Knacks. But to start off, this is also the that they fixed it where they're no longer just randomized chests. There's 100 chests in the entire game, and each one will have a random item in it. Now you don't have to keep playing the game over and over and over to hopefully you can get the right item from this chest. You can just find all the chests and you'll be good. You'll find everything. It's just each chest will have a different item in it. And it will still pop up showing who got what out of that chest, as well as there's a lot more functions. As you can see, now you can control Knack from his size, from being very small to very big, his whatever pieces he's got, as well as I love the fact that it puts a little indicator to let you know how big Knack is right then and there. As you can see, he's 4 feet and 10 inches tall. I thought that was really cool. It gave you an idea of how big he was. But the game overall, like I said, it's still fundamentally the same game. It's just it's deeper, it's richer. They put more emphasization on everything, and you can tell there's a lot more focus on performance. Now, bear in mind, this is a game for children. It was designed to be easy to access for children as well as adults, and there's nothing really wrong with that. I'm glad to see we're still getting good games like these for kids, because it's slowly being forgotten. And what upsets me more is that Knack, the first and second one here, is strongly being ignored, and there's just this nasty stigma in the gaming community that if it's a kid's game and if it's not made by Nintendo, it's not irrelevant. Or if it's a game that's like made from PlayStation 2 area, like Ratchet and Clank or Jak and Dexter or Crash Bandicoot, then it doesn't matter. Any kind of new kid game that comes out nowadays is unacceptable unless it's made by Nintendo. And that's what it's really aggravating me so much, is that I guarantee you, I would bet my entire game collection that if Nintendo was the one who made this, nothing changed, no reference to Mario or anything in the game, it just had Nintendo's logo on it, this game would get way more praise for it just because it has Nintendo's name on it. But since it's from Sony and it's not like Uncharted or Last of Us or whatever other IP they have, like Horizon Zero Dawn, then it's not acceptable. Children games shouldn't be allowed unless it's an already well-known game. And that really aggravates me, because Knack is a lot like Klonoa. It's a really good series and a really overlooked game that people are not appreciating, and it aggravates me. The story is good, the character is good. Knack is an amazingly interesting character. I love all the details and focus in the game. And the co-op, the offline co-op, is amazingly good. They really stepped it up with that, where now it's like their co-op partner is just like you. He has all the same abilities, he goes from big to small, and now there's co-op to solving puzzles and stuff like that. It's literally the kids' version of God of War. It's incredibly good, and I love it. I cannot get enough of this. Every time I was sitting here and playing this, even recording this footage for you guys, I had the biggest smile on my face. And it just aggravates me that this game is being so ignored. And I mean, I've logged so many hours already into it, and it's only a $40 game. I would have easily paid $60 for this game. There's many games out there that's $60 that are not worth $60, but a game that's worth $40 and it has way more content and replay value, especially with the offline co-op mode, as well as you can do all the same content single player wise. It's both the same experience, and that's amazing to me. And it's just aggravating that this does not get the praise that it deserves. That's why I'm calling this the game of the year. No matter what comes out, no matter what it is, I do not care. This is the game of the year because it's unappreciated, it's well designed, it's well thought out, and it's one of the best overlooked gems of this, I can almost say, this entire generation. I don't even think Nintendo could release anything to beat Knack. I mean that. I don't even think Mario Odyssey is going to be able to compete with Knack 2. I haven't played Mario Odyssey, so I don't know, but I'm fairly confident because Knack is just incredibly good. The story's rich and interesting. Knack is an amazing character. Every character in the game is very well written, very good, very believable. Personality-wise, is really on the spot. The action's all there. It's really child-friendly, but also very challenging for veteran gamers out there, because if you put this thing on a higher difficulty, the game gets pretty difficult. But on easy, it's really easy to pick up. And I like how they fix a lot of those little things, because the first one was even quite difficult if you played it on higher difficulties. It's just a gem of a game, and I love it so much. And I love the fact that there's no longer the special powers and stuff like that. Your Sunstone abilities now is a form of like life or armor. Once that all the way drains from your gauge for your sun, then Knack starts taking physical damage. And every time he takes hit, pieces of him go flying off and he starts shrinking. He gets smaller. And then his attack power also gets weaker as well. It's really cool because it's really cool to see how Knack becomes weaker as he gets smaller. But it does make the game a little easier because you do have a health regeneration. If you just avoid damage for a long period of time, you will get your life back, all your base life back. But it's still an amazing good game. I guess my only little gripe about it, I wasn't too big a fan of the QTEs in the game. I don't really care too much for it. I really don't like it when QTEs are in cutscenes. But I do like how it is integrated into the multiplayer where both of you can play and work on it together. The only thing I didn't like is if one of you mess up, you have to start the QTE process all over again. It really didn't make too much sense to me because it has this competing thing where you see who can mash the square button the fastest to push something, move something, or something like that. All they could have really had was just like when the QTE pops up, whoever fails, just you see who fails. I mean, they could put a little scoreboard or something like that, who was the quickest and so forth. It could have been a little bit more integrated than if one person messes up, you both fail. It can be kind of tedious, especially if you're playing with a kid who's not still trying to learn the controllers and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, push the right button. But still, it's still a great game. Do not look over this. This is probably one of the things you should really try to include in your collection. It's so much fun. I cannot tell you how much more I like this game. I mean, I know my opinion might be biased because I love the first Knack, and lots of people seem to not like it. I don't know why. I mean, yes, it wasn't the greatest gem in the world, but it was still amazingly good game. So, like always, I will leave links down in the description if you're interested in a copy. If you want to see more videos from me, hit that like and subscribe button. It always helps and encourages me to do these videos for you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye!
Guys, you should see this.
Lucas, this is a high goblin.
Right, like Uric.
Yes, but no one has seen one for hundreds of years.
They sure are different from the ones we find skulking around the ruins.
Will you take a look at that? See where they're heading?
The museum.
Looks like we all had the same idea.
I say we go stop them.
No. Let's get there first and see what they're looking for.
That's sneaky. I like it. You go infiltrate the museum, I'll tell Xander that plans have changed.
Ava. Be careful. What?